be able to say it. Hi. Can you say it?
Hi.
Okay, so this is a on-the-fly vlog, video blog. Where's the wallet?
Where's the ticket?
Yeah, it's in my wallet.
Oh, it's in my wallet too.
I got my, here it is.
I got my wallet.
I got it, we got it, we got it.
As you are, now so once we were.
Yeah, that's why. I didn't want to mess that up. All right.
Oh, it's backwards. That's stupid. Well, if you can read backwards, that's it.
This is it. Okay, so leave it. Throw it, in fact. Do not put it back on top of that counter. Okay, so
it looks like I'm naked.
We're on a theater high. This is what you call a theater high. Courtney and I just
clothed.
Courtney and I clothed.
It still looks like naked.
Come in.
Yo, this shirt or the shirt that I wore earlier today, the purple one.
What did it look like?
I wore like a purple turtleneck.
That one.
That one is Friday night. It's Friday night.
You don't want turtleneck on Friday night. No.
Not at Coppers.
Got some wine coming.
There you go. So yeah, just got home from the play. Project Art Center, Experimental Theater Group, Dublin, Ireland. Mind blown.
I would do this again, except it was exhausting the last time I did it.
Because it lasted a minute. I ate her brain matter. It got weird.
All my bros exploded.
Guys, like for real, this show. Okay, so it was. Courtney, get it together.
I got good at this like Rachel.
It was.
See, the problem is I still have tears in my eyes.
It was an adaptation, based on the themes.
Yeah,
what do they call it?
Well, they called it a modern adaptation of Ulysses, but that's not what it was. It was like they took.
Well, we
the
haven't
themes
read
of
Ulysses, but.
Well, there's no way that was an adaptation.
Well, yeah.
They took the themes of Ulysses and said, well, what does this have to do with us today as modern-day Dubliners?
Let's make this contemporary and
I feel like
relevant.
Half of your face is not on the screen.
Well, that's because that's exactly what it was. Okay. I don't even know where to begin, but we needed a video blog immediately.
So we walked to the Project Art Center, which is
oh my gosh, I feel like we're doing it. So I walked to the Project Art Center.
Do you
I went through the door
tense,
first. We maybe should have waited a day.
No, we're gonna get this down. Okay, we're gonna go through the whole thing step by step.
Okay.
We walked to Project Art Center. It's right in the middle of downtown Temple Bar area. All these young hipster. So we walk in. First of all, they didn't know where our tickets were.
Yeah.
Scary moment.
I know. I was like,
I paid €10.
I was thinking. I was like, did I accidentally reserve for Thursday night? That's what I thought in my head.
That's what I thought too. But
yeah.
But see, I had already gone through it, so that's why I knew you were gonna get yours.
I wasn't worried after you, but when they still weren't finding yours, I was like, oh my god. Anyway,
they had problems finding our tickets, and then we walk upstairs with our tickets.
It's like a bar area, and it's very like trendy. Like everyone's between the age of 20 and 30.
Yeah,
and like everyone knew each other. It was just really like cool.
We felt cool being there.
We did.
This guy said hi to us and sat down next to us, but we didn't say anything. We were talking about upsetting things. So we walk into the theater.
We walk into the theater.
How would you describe? It's like a big black box, basically, that they have made.
It's similar to the warehouse, except for their sofa fold downs.
Nicer. Yeah, sofa fold. They were like bench fold downs.
Yeah,
so
like
three people sat in one.
So if one person got up, all three people had to get up.
It was weird.
And then like everyone has to sit down at the same time.
Yeah. This lady who's sitting on our bench was like, I guess we're in charge of this one.
And then so we wait a little bit. Show starts. It's music, 4 actors.
It's like
two
Karen
girls, 2
O
guys.
kind of music, wouldn't you say? Like
I don't know
kind of Where the Wild Things Are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. And they're just like pushing these boxes around, and they're like, and there's these giant cardboard boxes, and they're like stacked on each other, and not singles, and like in 3s and 4s.
Like they were playing. They were just playing, and they were like, put it somewhere, and like, no, that's not right, and then they'd move it, and it was all choreographed and whatever. There would be slow-mo moments in the music, and it would go, and they would like have these like,
and the actor,
and then it would start back up. It was so cool.
It was so cool.
So
then,
all of a sudden it stopped.
Yeah.
And the actors were like, well, this is where we do this. No, this is where this happens. And, like, they were arguing about it. And...
Fly like an eagle.
Yeah. And so then, like, they kind of decide where they are. And then they start a scene of this girl telling her morning routine that she used to do. So she's telling this whole story in past tense.
I used to get out of... Oh, and it was so cool because they did the bed out of the box and pillows. They did
this bed out of... So they had this big piece of cardboard, and then they had 2 boxes that if you folded them out, they looked like pillows. And then they, like... I just saw Maru the cat. And then they... So, like, she would be like, oh, so I had this bed, and they were holding the cardboard with the 2 pillows. And she would be like... There was one actor on each side.
And I used to, and my alarm would go off.
Oh, she talked about the flat pillows.
Oh, yeah, and I would lay down, but I like my pillows flat, so I love my flat pillows. So then they flattened
the boxes that looked like pillows.
Yeah, and then she'd be like, and then I would lay down in the bed, and then my alarm would go off, and I would sit up.
So then the box would go back,
and she would stay moving, and I would stay still. But then I would immediately go back to bed, and then my alarm would go off, and I'd jump up, and then I would turn and get out of the bed.
And then they would like moved
it side
bed so that it was like here.
And then I would stand up and it would go down.
And then it would go down. It was just
it was just like really cool.
Instead of making the actors like do the stuff, they were making the set do all this
the
stuff.
Boxes.
So it was all from her perspective. It was like very perspective driven.
And then it was like I used to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. And there was the mirror there.
And I used to avoid the mirror because it was too early for that.
So then the mirror would like move.
And the mirror would go away. And I would sit on the toilet, and then I would be ready for the mirror again.
I was thinking of you.
I would wash my face. I was like, oh, this is getting off to a good start.
It's already good.
My
favorite was, okay, keep going.
Well, no, go ahead.
Well, so then she went down to eat breakfast with her friends, and, like, they went through this whole thing about religion. And,
it was so, like,
it was
the Catholic
really
Church.
Interesting.
They went through a whole Catholic mass, and it was so fun. Yeah, because they like the whole like they would sing and then they would mumble and they would sit still and then like they gave each other the shaking hands after you get communion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it was like that's why I was laughing so hard because it was like it was a Catholic mass. It was so fun.
And then they were talking about the difference between Protestants and Catholics. And like all of a sudden I was like, man, I'm so glad I know a little bit about Ireland because I would be confused. But they were like talking about. And then they were like, well, this doesn't really affect our generation, da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. That was really interesting.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah, I really liked that.
But they did it in, like, a cool, like,
yeah, it was just,
we're
like,
hipsters,
relatable. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Blah, blah. This is fact.
So then they finished the breakfast. Or, I mean, she had gone out to eat breakfast. Because, like, what she was doing was telling her past tense routine every morning. And then this guy was like, now it's my turn.
Yeah, and then she kept trying to do her routine again.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because she still thought it was her turn. Mm-hmm. Every time they would switch these things, there would always be this tension of, like, what's next?
This, like, 30-second, like, thing of, like, kind of, like, fighting for...
And the boxes would be moving during it, and, like, it was, like, a really cool choreographed moment.
And then this guy, oh, my gosh, we're already at 9 minutes.
I know, I just noticed that.
We need to... Here, I'm going to stop at this one. All right. Interval.
To be continued.